back in session. Are we ready to bring the jury in? In a moment.
We're having an issue with the audio, Judge.
Okay.
I know this shocks everyone. Mr. Pleasance, can you hear me?
Can we go with the record?
Yes.
Do you have me?
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, I can hear you.
Because I cannot hear you.
Let me try this. How's that? Not working? Okay, I can hear
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I cannot hear you.
Try that. Speak again. Can you speak again?
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, I can't hear you though. That's the issue. Let me get with them, see if we can work it out. I'll keep the phone on. Lou, they can hear me. I try now.
All right, can you hear us now?
Oh, it sounds like a chipmunk.
Yeah.
Sounds like what?
Exactly like it. You sing a Christmas song. If needed, maybe I can hook up my iPhone. Maybe that'll as well.
I do have a proposal. We can leave the phone on for the audio that way.
Yeah, as long as we can hear him, if he can only hear you through the
We'll do
phone.
that. I'll do that.
Pull up my laptop and see if that works better.
Well, I have an alternate solution. You can hear us fine, right?
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Well, we
Okay.
can hear him.
We can speak to you this way, and we can hear
Well,
you
we
fine.
can hear him. He can't hear us, is it?
Yeah, we can.
You can't hear us through Skype. You can hear us through
The phone.
It's just their speaker system and that.
I understand. We can actually just ask our questions through this phone call. Go ahead and have a seat at the camera.
Okay, we can do that. We're just going to.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to turn this off.
No. Don't turn that off.
Oh, he's turning off the sound.
That was just my volume.
Leave your volume on so we can hear you. And you will hear us through the phone, got it?
Yeah, I was turning down my volume in the meeting here.
Okay, we'll proceed like this. That work for you?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring the jury in.
Jury Fred, Your Honor.
Please be seated. Mr. Manti, call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. We call Professor Scott Pleasance.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall present will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Professor Pleasance, would you go ahead and make sure you spell your last name for us, please?
It's Pleasant, P-L-E-A-S-A-N-T-S.
And I understand you are testifying remotely at the moment. Where are you at, sir?
I'm in Delta, Colorado, on the west side of Colorado, Delta County District Attorney's Office.
Let me get that fixed. And Professor, can you still hear us okay?
Yes.
Professor, where do you teach courses at?
Seminole State College of Florida.
How long have you been a professor there?
3 years.
Okay. And do you teach a course that is variously entitled Criminal Investigation?
Yes, I do.
I'm holding up a green and blue book. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Is that a copy of the course book that you routinely use in the course?
That is one of the books, yes.
Okay. And I've previously shown you what's State's Exhibit 201. Is this just a packet with some excerpts from that textbook?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you remember teaching the course in terms of 2010?
Actually, it's 2011, summer of 2011.
Summer 2011, is that when you had a student named George Zimmerman?
Yes.
Okay. And specifically, simply as it relates to the course, what sorts of things do you cover?
We cover various aspects of criminal investigations, the duties of a criminal investigator, some of the constitutional issues surrounding criminal investigations, and basically different aspects of different types of crimes.
Okay. Your Honor, I would move State's Exhibit 201 into evidence.
Okay, 201 will come in as State's Exhibit 201.
And made the previous objection, we were just renewed that, Your Honor.
Yes, pursuant
403
to the
inquiry.
court's order.
And Professor Pleasance, the course that you teach, is that sort of an in-classroom course, or is it a different type?
No, this is a distance learning course where we teach it online and requires activities by the student and that's based on the coursework in the book.
I'm sorry, would you go ahead and repeat that starting from the beginning?
Yes, is it coming across?
Go ahead.
Okay. Could you repeat the question?
Sure. Is this a in-room course, or is it a different type?
No, this is a distance learning course where the students are online and I facilitate the class, do the textbook discussions and a workbook exercise.
Okay. And how do you facilitate those types of discussions?
Basically, we have a discussion forum that is.
Start again, please.
And,
Start that answer again.
we have weekly discussion forums, starting with an introductory discussion where each of the students introduces themselves, what types of degrees they're going for, what their career goals are, and then each week we have discussions.
Okay.
Those weekly discussions are based on different topics.
Okay, and as I understand the excerpt in State's Exhibit 201, there are chapters on how to testify as a witness, as well as on psychological or criminal profiling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. No other questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Cross. Is that his phone that's getting
It's,
the...
it's someone calling the destination.
I get it.
Just hit decline.
I have no control over this computer.
That's all right.
Hold on, I'm just flying.
I gotta tell you, there's now a really good chance that we're being toyed with, just so you know.
I can do that. Nope.
All right.
Is there another phone that you could, that we could call into?
It's gonna take just.
That's not a cell phone?
That's
Is there a
I have somebody
landline
trying
there?
to call in on this.
Okay. Turn down the volume. Is there another phone that we can call into that is a landline that we will not have the pop-ups of people calling?
Well, the pop-up that they're calling on is the landline.
Hang up the phone.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's off now. It's not hung up, but it's off. You take,
No,
hang up.
I don't want those up on the screen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's find another phone number that we could call Professor Pleasance on.
Okay.
Let me just get rid of that whole thing. I took.
Professor, we are going to call you on a different line, okay? Can we call you back on the cell line? Okay, because it's the Skype that's the problem. It's the landline you're using. Okay, thank you. I will leave you on the phone with him.
Great.
So, there's a speakerphone function if you want to use it.
We just hung up.
Yeah.
We
Call him
him
back.
back.
That's fine.
We can use yours, right?
Sure.
Just get out of Skype completely.
It's out.
Yes, Professor, hi, this is Mark O'Mara. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, it looked like somebody was trying to call in this computer.
It looked like about 4 dozen people were trying to call in once they realized what number they can call and get on TV, I think. But hold on 1 second, okay?
Could you put that up to a microphone?
Would you go ahead and just tell me your name again?
Gordon Paul Pleasant.
Can you hear it?
Okay, we'll try it again. We're just trying to set up some audio problems. I'm going to try that again and ask that you tell me, and just hold on 1 sec. Say your name again.
Gordon Paul Pleasant.
Does that work, John?
Yes, thank
Just
you.
have a second to get reorganized.
I didn't hear the last word.
He said his name, Pleasance, Pleasants.
We have other options. If this doesn't work, I have a speaker I can hook up to if I'm going to try this. So we'll see where we go. Because I'm afraid of feedback with my voice. Again, just to check and make sure that the audio is now working okay. Tell me again how long you have been working for or at Seminole State College.
Approximately 3 years.
Is that acceptable? Okay. And if I might, first,
Yes, you may.
Again, good morning, Professor. My name is Mark O'Mara. I represent George Zimmerman in this case, and I have a few questions to ask you, okay?
Okay.
Great. You mentioned, I think, that this, in fact, was an online course, correct?
Correct.
And there was no classroom appearance, correct?
There's no required classroom appearance. I did have a mock crime scene where students could voluntarily attend, which Mr. Zimmerman did.
Great, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a second. There was also a course book that was identified, correct?
Correct.
But in order to take the tests or the quizzes you gave, was there a need to actually read that book?
There weren't actually tests for this course. We actually had a workbook where they would investigate a homicide from the beginning to the end, and the textbook was to assist with that and the discussions.
Okay, so when I look at State's Exhibit 201, which is an excerpt from that textbook, you could not give testimony today that this was even covered in class, correct?
Yeah, I can't guarantee that that was discussed back and forth with the students.
Well, yeah, and again, we may have some audio difficulty. I'm going to ask you to repeat that last question when I asked you that you could not even tell us here today whether or not this was even discussed in class, correct?
Yes, or if he read the material.
Or the, excuse me?
Or if he read that material.
Or that they read that material. So it cannot be your testimony here today that, for example, Mr. Zimmerman, being a class participant, even read any of the book, correct?
That's correct, and we do have students that do that.
And this portion that talks about profiling, geographic or criminal profiling, there was no coursework that even touched on that subject, was there?
No, there was not.
There's also another one talks about strategies for excelling as a witness. Was that discussed in coursework at all?
Let me check. That might have been a discussion topic, but give me a second.
The second half of that question again, sir?
Yes, sir.
Answer?
I said I need to check. That might have been one of our discussion topics.
Okay. And can you testify here today whether or not George Zimmerman was even present for any of that discussion on the online course?
He was participated in all of the different discussions that we had.
And how is that documented, just so we know?
It's through the Sakai management system, and any of the discussions that we have, since they're in writing, they're maintained, and I can pretty much go back at any time and look at those.
And I'm sorry, the last half of that answer, sir?
I can go back at any time and look at those discussions that the student participated in.
Okay, and now are those records somewhere available to you?
Yes, they are.
Okay, you don't have them with you today, though?
I actually have printouts of the discussion. That's what I'm looking through right now to see if we covered testimony.
Okay, well, maybe we'll take a moment to see if you can review those and then tell us about that.
And in work like that was not covered in the discussion.
Just repeat that one more time, if you would, sir.
On review of the material showed that it looks like that was not covered in discussions.
Okay, so the issue concerning strategies as a witness or testifying under cross-examination were not covered in your coursework?
The book was not.
I'm sorry. I'm going to ask the question again because I couldn't understand your answer. Understanding again that we have some audio difficulties. Was there any discussion about testifying or acting as how to be a witness in your coursework? Yes or no?
Like I said, it was part of the required reading, but we didn't address it in the discussions or the actual course.
Okay. It was in the book, correct? Sir, it was in the book, correct?
Yes, it was.
Okay. But it was not discussed in any of the coursework. Is that also correct?
It does look like it was not discussed.
Okay, thank you. And in preparing, in applying for the course, you actually had the students fill out an initial information sheet, correct?
No, we did have an introduction discussion the first week of class.
Okay, and in that introduction discussion, what did George Zimmerman tell you was his career goal?
Okay, said that his goal was to become an attorney and eventually a prosecutor.
He wanted to become an
attorney and prosecutor.
attorney and eventually a prosecutor.
Yes.
And that was his career goal that he gave to you back in 2000 and I think 11, you said, in summer?
Yes, he posted that on June 23rd of 2011.
Okay. I'm going to have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
I don't have anything else. Do you have any?
No, you're.
Okay,
Then I can just-
Mr. Pleasance, you are excused. Thank you very much, sir.
You're on speaker. Did you hear that the judge just excused from further testimony in this case?
No, I understand.
Yes, you are excused by Judge Nelson. There are no other questions. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for your assistance. State, call your next witness.
Amy Seward.
You want to ask you to come in and approach the testimony?
Yes, you may.